Hi, hello there. Welcome back to OneIt. This video demonstrates how to create a domain user accounts in a Windows Server environment.
Okay, so for the objectives of this video, we should be able to create domain user accounts with basic requirements. Okay, so to delete a user account, to reset a user password, to modify user properties, to configure logon hours, to set up an expiration date for an account, and to disable and enable user accounts. Okay, so the prerequisite of this video is of course a properly configured Active Directory. Okay, and domain computer clients should be joined to a domain. So if you have not completed the prerequisite videos, so you could go ahead and complete it first. So these are setting up an Active Directory in Windows Server 2019 and joining Windows 7 and Windows 10 clients to a domain. All right. So with the assumption that you have completed this prerequisite video, so let's get it on. Okay, so to start with, let's talk about some overview about user accounts. Okay, so basically we've got a local user or a group. Okay, so this is an account that can be granted permissions and rights from a local computer. So after you installed your Windows 7 and Windows 10, basically you have created an account, and that account, that first account created on that Windows 10 and Windows 7 is considered to be a user or local user account. Okay, so we also have a domain or global users and groups which are managed by the network or systems administrator. So local users, global users, and global groups can be added to the local groups. All right, so however, local users and groups cannot be added to the global groups. So users and groups are important in Windows domain security because they can be used to control the ability of the users and groups to perform certain actions by assigning them specific rights and permissions. Okay, so a right authorizes a user to perform certain actions on a computer, such as backing up files and folders or shutting down a computer. So a permission is a rule associated with an object, so usually a file, folder, or printer, and it regulates which users have access to that object and in what manner. All right, so on this video, we will be creating a domain user account. Okay, so when you say domain users, these are the account that can be used to log in onto the Active Directory. So on this video, we should be able to create user accounts, delete a user account, reset a user password, modify account properties, okay, configuring logon hours. Okay, so next is set up an account expiration date, and disabling and enabling user accounts. So these are some of the basic functionalities when it comes to user account management, and this is done by a network or systems administrator. All right, so again on this video, still we will be using this topology of ours. Okay, so you've got your server, Windows Server 2019 here, 1.1. all right, and these are connected to a common network, so which is 192.168.1.0, okay, /24. You've got your Windows 10 and Windows 7 clients here. Again, the assumption is these clients here have successfully connected and joined to the domain. All right, so let's start with a demonstration. Okay, so let me open my server here. All right, so let me log into my server using the administrator's account. Okay, and of course our strong password. All right, so when you're logged into your server, so basically the server manager will pop up on your screen. Okay, and on this activity we will be working on Active Directory users and computers. So we have several ways of going to it. Okay, so the first one would be via tools. All right, so click on tools on the server manager, and then you'll have there Active Directory users and computers. All right, so we're looking for this display here or form here. All right, so or another way of opening it is, of course, you go to Start Window, and then you've got Administrative Tools, Active Directory users and computers. All right, so let's start. So let's maximize the window here. For example, we are going to create several accounts. All right, so for instance, let's create an account without restriction. So let me use Marvel characters here. All right, so let me create an account. So to create an account, just have to go to users. Okay, right click here on the right pane, so right click and then new, you've got user there. All right, so for instance, I'm going to create an account of Steve Rogers. All right, so let's say the first name was Steve. Okay, initials, this is Captain America, so let's have CA there. Steve CA Rogers. All right, so this is our first account. User logon name, so in creating an account, okay, it should be based on the first letter of the name. Okay, if you have several names, so first letter of the names, the middle initial, and the last name. So let's say our username here for Steve Rogers would be SCA Rogers. All right, so SCA Rogers, so he's Captain America. Click next. So we are creating an account without any restrictions. So I just use Steve Rogers account to log in onto the computers without any restrictions. All right, so it will just go directly to the operating systems. So we just have to uncheck this one. All right, so we need without any restrictions. So uncheck all the options here, and the password, of course, it should be a strong password. All right. Okay, so click next. Okay, so full name was Steve CA Rogers, and the logon name was SCA Rogers at santelmo.net. Finish. Now that you have created account, so let's go ahead on our client, specifically on Windows 10 first. Okay, and let's log in. So I have here my Windows 10. All right, so let me log off. All right, sign out, and I'm going to use SCA Rogers to sign in. So let's see if our first account, okay, account without restriction for Steve Rogers or Captain America, has successfully created. All right, so let's log into this. Okay, Control Alt Delete, add a user here. So the username was SCA Rogers. All right, so just make sure you've got log or sign into San Telmo. Let's apply a password there. All right, so that means we are now logging in onto the domain using the account SCA Rogers. All right, so that's how easy to create an account. So we have just created our first account named SCA Rogers. Okay, so let's wait for it to log in. All right, so while waiting for that, so we could go ahead and test the account on our Windows 7. All right, so let me pop up my Windows 7 here while waiting for the Windows 10. All right, so we could go ahead and sign in. All right, add a user. So just make sure you're logged onto San Telmo here, and that's SCA Rogers. All right, and the password is, okay, our password. All right, let's see. Okay, let's go back to Windows 10. Okay, and see if we were able to log in Steve Rogers here. So you'll see it in here. So you click on that small icon, or you mouse over on that icon, and you'll see there Steve CA Rogers. All right, so we have successfully logged in Steve Rogers account onto the workstation. So this should also be Steve Rogers here. All right. So let's log off this account. So we've got log off, right? So that was the first account. So sign out. Okay. So let's go back to the server and create our second account. All right. So again, to create an account, you could simply right click in here and then new, you've got user. So another way of doing it is via this icon here. Okay. So click this icon here, create. Okay, so when you mouse over on it, so I've got that hint, create a new user in the current container. All right, so let's create our second account and name it Peter Parker. All right, so this is Spider-Man. Say S, Peter S. Parker. All right, so if you will observe, the full name here is automatically generated. Okay, and user logon name, again the first letter of the name, the initial PS Parker. All right, so PS Parker, hit on next. Okay, assuming that this account can change password at next logon. So let's demonstrate this first option here. Okay, so user must change password at next logon. Okay, let me put an initial password on it. Okay, all right, and okay, next, finish. All right, so we have just created Peter S. Parker here. Let's go ahead into the client and test, okay, this account. So let's click on Windows 10, add a user here, okay, that is Peter S. Parker. All right, Peter S. Parker and the password. All right, so it should be prompting that the user's password must change before signing in. All right, so click OK here. You need to supply the new password and confirm the password. Okay, so we should be seeing the same notification on Windows 7 if we try to log in that account. So let's go ahead and log in. Switch user here. That was PS Parker. Okay, and then the password would be, all right, so take note that I haven't changed the password yet. All right, so I just want you to see this notification that the user's password must be changed before logging on for the first time. So when you hit OK, you will be prompted to change the password. All right, so that's the second account. Okay, so account that can change password at next logon. All right, so let's cancel this. So what I want you to see there is the notifications that the user should change password. You could go ahead and change it if you want to. All right. All right. So the third account, let's create an account for Hawkeye. Okay, so Clint Barton, and then let's say that's an account where the user cannot change password. All right. So let's create an account here. New user. All right. So the first name was Clint. All right. Hawkeye. So let's say H here, and then Barton. All right. So user logon name is CH Barton. Okay, CH Barton. Hit next. Okay. So let's say the restriction is the user cannot change password. All right. So let's just remove this and hit this one. User cannot change password. So we've got here, say, the password. All right, and then we're going to test it on the client. Oh, password didn't match. Try it again. All right. All right, so user cannot change password. Make sure that's ticked. Next, finish. Okay, let's go ahead onto the server or onto the client and try to log in that account. So again, other user. So the account created was, you've got here, Clint H. Barton, right? So type here CH Barton, okay, and the initial password. Just make sure it is a strong password. All right. Hit next. So let's try to log in. Okay. We can also do it on Windows 7 here. Okay, so let's log in. That was CH Barton. All right. CH Barton, the password. Okay, so when we attempt to change the password, so we should be restricted. Okay, so let's see if it will work. Okay, so just waiting for some time for these computers to log in. All right, so Windows 7 first. All right, so let me change the password. Okay, so where can I do that? I could have it done on Action, Control Alt Delete, and try to change the password, right? So let me click and hit change the password here. Let me supply the password. All right, so that was my password. New password, for instance. All right. Okay. So we are expecting that we will not be allowed to change the password. So when you try it, so you'll have access denied here. All right. So that means the accounts were not allowed to change the password, or this is an account where user cannot change password. All right. So let's test it on Windows 10. So let's log off Windows 7 for the next demo. So log off here. Let's go to Windows 10. All right. So again, on the Windows 10, you could go ahead and try to change the password. So Control Alt Delete there, change password. All right. So the old password, let's apply it, and the new password here. All right. So let's get it done. Okay, try. So access is denied. Again, so I won't change the password. What I want you to observe here and see here are the notifications, all right, or the warnings. Click OK. So cancel this one, cancel, and let's try to log off for the next demo. All right. So how to delete an account? So deleting an account is easy. Okay, so you just have to highlight the account, all right? Right click in there, and then you've got delete. All right. So in reality, we do not recommend deleting an account. All right. So what we do is we simply disable the account. So we'll come to the next demonstration. All right. For now, if you want to delete an account, you just have to right click on the account and then delete it. All right. Or highlight on the account, and then you could click this X here, means delete. All right. So that's how to delete an account. All right. So next is resetting a user password. Okay. So let's just use some of the accounts that we have just created, and we are going to reset the password. So to reset the password, let's say we'll try to use the account of Steve Rogers. We'll change the password for Steve Rogers. So right click here, you've got reset user password here. Okay, again, right click on the account and then reset password. Okay, so new password. Let me change the password. All right, so this is the new password. Okay, and all right, so user must change password at next logon. Okay, so again, we already have demonstrated it, but for the sake of another demonstration, let's just uncheck this so that we could see if the account, okay, has changed the password successfully. All right, hit OK here. So the password for Steve C.A. Rogers has been changed. So let's just try Windows 7 to do that. All right, so using the new account, switch user here. Let's go back to Steve C.A. Rogers. All right, and the password, the new password reset. Let's see if it will work. It does. All right. So that's how to reset a user password. Okay. So you can also do the same on Windows 10. All right. So let me log off this for another set of demo. Log off. All right. So let's go back to the server. Next would be I'm going to demonstrate how to modify account properties. Now, to modify account properties, let's say we're going to use again the Steve C.A. Rogers here. So to modify the properties, you just have to go ahead, highlight Steve C.A. Rogers, right click, and then properties there. All right. So you can see the properties of the account. So you could put an address here and other information about Captain America. All right. On the account, okay, so you could set account, expiration date, and so on. All right. So you could also have the profile that we can use on the next video. We've got telephones, organizations, remote desktop service, and so on. Okay. You could also change, or you could also put Steve C.A. Rogers to be a member of a group. All right. So this is how you can modify account properties. Okay. Again, you just have to right click on the account properties there. All right. All right. So hit OK. What happened to my Windows 7 here? Reconnect. All right. Okay. So next demo would be configuring the logon hours. So how do we configure logon hours? Okay. What is a logon hours? For example, you are going to allow only users to log in during the specific day and time of a week. All right. So to do that, just make sure the time on your domain is synchronized. All right. So time now is 9:38 p.m. All right. So it's Monday, September 7, 2020. All right. Let's say I'm going to use again Steve C.A. Rogers here. Okay. No. Let's create a new account. Okay. So let me create a new account. Okay, and name it Tony Stark. All right. So to do that, again, right click here, new user. Let's create an account for Tony Stark. We got Tony Iron Man. Let's use I here. Stark. All right. So user logon name is of course T.I. Stark. Okay. T.I. Stark. There. Hit next. Okay. So let's uncheck the user must change password at next logon. So we want to see here is the account with time restriction. Okay. Or configuring logon hours for the account. Okay. So let's put the password initially, for instance. Let me assign a password to that account. Okay. And then hit next here. Finish. So when you're done, okay, you could see the properties there, right? And it's not in there. Okay. So where's that? Okay, here on account, logon hours. All right. Now that we have created Tony I. Stark account, so right click on the account here on properties, and then you could go ahead and click on account here. Okay. And on the account, you'll have their logon hours. All right. So hit on the logon hours. So if it is blue, that means logon is permitted. So logon is permitted from Sunday to Saturday, all day, all the time. Okay. So for example, for the sake of demonstration, so today is September 7, all right, 2020, and day to day is Monday. So let me say that this account will not be allowed to log in every Monday. All right, every Monday from, let's say, all day. If it is all day, just have to hit Monday here and then log on tonight. All right. So if it is a certain time, okay, you could go ahead and highlight. For example, Monday 9 to 10 p.m. All right, so Tony Stark is not allowed to log in. So Monday, so let's say that is from 8. All right, so where's that? All right, so you'll have your hint from 8 a.m. to 10. Okay, it's over. Let's say 10. All right, so I have there 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. He's not allowed to log in. Again, for the sake of demonstration, so that we can see the notifications. So let's do it. All right, so the log on hours for Tony Stark, he's not allowed to log in every Monday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So the time now is 9:41. So when we test the account, okay, so he should not be allowed. Okay, assuming that the time on the clients is in sync with the server. All right, so hit OK here, apply. Okay, so let's go ahead onto the Windows 10 and test it. Okay, so other user account was Tony I Stark. All right, password. So again, what I want here is the notification. Let's see that. Okay, so you'll have this notification here. Your account has time restrictions that prevent you from signing on or signing in at this time. So please try again later. All right, so that's what we want to see because the account is time restricted to log in every Monday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. All right, so let's do the same on Windows 7 here. All right, so Control Delete here. Again, the account is Tony I Stark. Okay. All right, let's apply the password. All right, so you'll have the restrictions here. Your account has time restriction that prevents you from logging in at this time. So please try again later. All right, so again, that's what we want to see for the account with time restriction or configuring an account with log on hours. All right, so let's go ahead onto the next demo. All right, so let's go back to the server. Let's say I'm going to create an account with an expiration date. All right, so let me create new account here. Okay, so we can use this, create new account. Let's say I'm going to create the account of Natasha. All right, Natasha Romanoff. You know who is Natasha Romanoff? Is the Black Widow. So we got B here. All right. So Natasha Romanoff. All right. Let's say the user logon name is NB Romanoff. All right. So hit next. We don't want this. All right. So for Natasha Romanoff, this is an account with expiration date. All right. So let's say, let's apply the password first. Okay. All right. Finish. All right. So we have successfully created the account of Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow. Okay. So, and this account should have been expired. All right. So right click on the account here on properties there. Go to the account, and you can see here. All right. So account expires. You could set the date when it will be expired, or shall we say, for the sake of demonstration, this account has expired yesterday. All right. So let's set the date. Okay, let's say this account has expired yesterday, and yesterday, today is September 7. Let's expire this yesterday, September 6, Sunday. All right, so September 6, Sunday, apply. Hit OK. Okay, so let's go to Windows 10 and let's try that account. Okay, so that account is NB Romanoff. All right, password is our password set. Let's see. So it says here, the user account has expired. All right. So that's how to create an expired account, or well, that's the notification for an expired account. All right. So again, in here, Control Delete here, switch user. Let's log in Natasha B. Romanoff. And we should be seeing notification here, okay, that the account has expired. Okay. So next, how do we enable and disable accounts? All right. So I hit OK here. Let's go back to the server and let's create the last user account for this demonstration. Okay, so let me go ahead and click new account here. Let's create the account of Bruce. Okay, Banner. Here's the hook, right? So I've got Banner here. Okay, so user logon name, for instance, is BH Banner. All right, hit next. Okay, so we could initially set this account is disabled. All right, let's do it. Okay, we got here password, our strong password. All right, hit next, finish. So you've got Bruce H Banner there. Okay, so which is set to disabled. Let's go ahead on Windows 7 and try to log in that account. So that is BH Banner, right? So the password is, okay, so it says here, your account has been disabled. Please see your system administrator. All right, so let's test that on Windows 10. All right, okay, so in here, that's BH Banner. All right, and the password. Okay, so your account has been disabled. Please see your system administrator. Okay, so that's an account with disabled, okay, account. Now, how do we re-enable this account? So you go back to the server and look for that account, which is Bruce H Banner here. Right click here and then you'll see their enable account. All right, so hit on the enable account. Okay, so object Bruce H Banner has been enabled. Hit OK. Go back here. Let's try to log in the same account. Okay, here you've got Bruce H Banner. It's able to log in. Okay, let's do the same on Windows 7 here. All right, hit OK first. Okay, so this is the account on Windows 7. Hit it. All right. So preparing your desktop now. Okay, so we should be able to see Bruce Banner, all right, aka the Hulk. Okay, so logged in onto this computer here. So you'll see it here, Bruce H Banner. All right, and in here, let's go to Windows 10. This should be Bruce H Banner. All right, so that's it.
Thank you very much for watching and listening. Have a great day.